Here we go. This is McDougal's versus Nobu, and this is the 3rd division playoff final. I should have probably made a maps command. Didn't quite get around to it. But the first map, regardless, is decided through a discard system. So basically, this is the last map remaining after the teams the banned. Wait. This is a best of 5. The map pool has 5 maps. For the best of 5 final, the teams discard maps to decide game 1 and then pick home maps from the pool after. So this is Mega Random. That was the leftover map after banning all of the others for the deciding game 1 map. And after that, it's basically free pick from the map pool or picking all home maps. I don't remember exactly what I settled on. They've been drafting civilizations for a full best of 5, so we are going to see a lot of civilizations at work here. Just a quick glance at this one, right? There's lots of civilizations and 2 bans each as well. So for Mega Random, we have Philosopher King, I believe it is, with the Huns. The beauty of Huns never needing to build houses allows for very aggressive plays, and looking at the proximity between the bases here, that could be an advantage. There are some hills for Huns Cavalry Archer play to shine as well, but with all of this mangrove terrain in the corners here, you also have the danger of losing units to demolition ship. Valkun with the Persian's pocket here. Distance between teams actually almost warrants a douche here. I doubt we'll see it. Persians have a great boom as well with their faster ringing pal centers. Heuristic magic with the Cumans here, another booming civilization. Maybe they will try to out-boom no-boom with those. Shouldn't be necessary, but the name is what it is. So, heavy emphasis on cavalry here for McDougal's. Maybe it's intentional since it's Mega Random, and things could happen. This map involves naval players with no fish, but you could still make use of some docks and demolition ships to claim the corners and snipe large groups of units if you see the potential in it. So for no boom, we have Mr. F4 as the Mongols here. That's usually a good pick for Mega Random because there's almost always going to be some extra hunt like rhinos or elephants, or in this case the ibex. Not a lot, no. It's only 4 ibex per player as far as I can see, and there's no additional hunt. So maybe not that's good for Mongols after all, unless they decide to share the hunt between them, of course. Chadwick in the pocket here. Magyars, again, cavalry archers might see play on this map, looking at the elevations at work. And oh, there were extra there, okay, perfect. Mr. F4, makes sense. So Mongols pick working out then. And Skikoks with the Vietnamese here, in the red. So Vietnamese team bonus revealing the TC locations. Very useful on this map to know that this is essentially a hybrid between Mangrove Shallows, Gold Rush, and Socotra. Let me see if I can make a map command here for the maps as well. Just in case anyone is wondering. In 15 games on what this guy, I still haven't seen anyone go for the relics Pleb Chariot. I think I saw it in 1 game. But it probably happened, yeah. There we go. Oh. I may need to add the maps. Map 1. That's it. What? Hope I'm not missing too much here. I just really want this to... There we go. So we see the feud layers kicking in here at 20 pop for most of the players. It's going to be scouts from McDougal's. Unsurprisingly, they have some hefty cavalry civs here. The humans player going to double ranges. That's a bit off in comparison, but looks like they had a double scouts start on this map as well. So that strengthens the idea of adding more scouts for the... Okay, no, I'm seeing scouts. That's because I see the 2 scouts. How didn't I even see that in the start? You can definitely still make use of them though. Spearman poking down, Chadwick's opening scout here, archers for the flanks, scouts from the pocket, as is common in the team game meta. No migration for Mr. F4 here now is going for the Mongols archers. I think I saw like a 2021 pop-up or something here straight into double ranges. So coordinating that with the already forging Magyar scouts, that could be a very strong combo here against the Huns player top side. Valkun keeps the starting scouts close to aid in the efforts here. There are some archers on Philosopher King's side as well, but look at that range, it's been denied by the no boom forces, so that's unfortunate for McDougal's there. Humans playing archers, you don't see that every day, but they have a discount on the archery ranges and stables, so that makes double range play like this a lot more viable. Even if you don't get Arbalest, you could always transition into cavalry at a later point, or benefit from the archery range upgrades, archer upgrades for Kipchaks later on. Moin is triggered by Valkun's farms over here, the green farms. They're just practicing social distancing, you know. Oh, panic tower on the woodland there for the green player, the scouts. Our Magyar scouts, they already had that extra attack, that +1 attack, not extra, but that attack from forging. That's going to be some villagers down for the Persians' pocket here. I don't know why they're focusing so heavily on the Persians and not the humans here, but maybe they feel less threatened by the humans' range initiative over the cavalry here. Heuristic magic with the counter-attack as well, massively outnumbering the Vietnamese here, and the only thing that the red has going for him right now is the fact that there's extra hit points. Archer just sitting there letting the pocket die. Yeah. Hey, which one are you, Mr. Beaver? Guess you're up top. Oh, there you are, I guess. I'd say Heuristic Magic is making some good aggression here, though. Did manage to take out 5... No, actually didn't kill that much. But took out army numbers. It's 10-6 KD, so good trades here. And harassing both the flank and the pocket here. It's efficient aggression here now. Forcing these Magyar scouts back home as well. And Mr. F4 needs to help out as well. Thanks, Beaver. So you're the blue player then. Philosophical Beaver King. Magyar's power scouts, extended scouts, mind you. Lots of farms here. No wheelbarrow yet. That kind of hurts having 21 farms and no wheelbarrow. And we are going to see the extended scouts for quite a while, but neither player is even remotely close to a Castle Age click here. I like these starting scouts of Valkun joining in here as well for to boost the armies of his teammates. And also pulling back to the hill here. Great archers coordination here from the two flanks to take a better fight. I guess the flank pocket positioning doesn't matter nearly as much here either. No boom, slight lead. Military numbers dead even. This is a pretty even match between the two. We should have stayed on this hill here now, says Mr. Beaver. Oh, are you going to give the hill back to purple over here? And scouts of yellow, maybe. There's only 3 scouts left, so that shouldn't matter much. That's a lot of archers, though. That's almost 20 archers from teal and blue here working together. Gonna be chased by the Mongols archers over here. And now they need to fight uphill because they left the hill. They're not campers here. There's that team coordination again. It's both the flanks of No Boom as well. They're massing up to match the archers' numbers of their opponents. They're so even hit points on numbers. And now they have the hill advantage. So oh, and the scouts! Great play of No Boom here. This could be... I won't go so far as saying a game-changing fight, but this is going to cost MacDougall's a lot in terms of replenishing numbers. And for Philosophy King to lose the archers there right before the Castle Age kicks in as well, that hurts a lot. I guess we're going to see the Cavalry Archer switch here from Philosophy King. But that still hurts, losing the full armies like that. There's not lots of wood and gold in the bank to spam the Cav Archers either, so great fight with No Boom there. Oh, some huge losses for Valkun coming in here. The main gold absolutely being contested there. Lots of weak villagers as well. Should be some... Look at the kill count. 26 kills for these. 5 eco kills. And 3 scouts as well. They're staying close. They're playing as if this was Lombardia or something. All 3 players combined. Philosophy King able to get into crossbows here. Triple rangers producing the crossbows. So not cavalry archers after all. Maybe that doesn't make sense with these masses of archers here eventually going to become crossbows as well. Great use of the leftover scouts. They have +1/+1 and Bloodlines is right around the corner as well. More villagers to go down for Valkun here. That's the second stable, I guess, for Chadwick. I was talking about lots of scouts for the Magyars, but actually the Magyars have a discount on the scouts as well. So having 7 scouts is or 8 scouts is a less of a drain on the food income for the Magyars than for other civilizations. So that's also why Chadwick is able to get more efficiently to the Castle Age here over the Persian's Pocket, who has faster production from the TC, but at the same time will be spending resources more quickly and admittedly research Castle Age faster as well, but if you try to match the Magyar scouts numbers, that's still a huge drain on your food economy, and in addition to your faster draining food to produce the villagers. Take a TC for Mr. F4 here. No boom. They are snowballing the lead now, I'd say. Castle Age is in for Mr. F4 crossbow bodkin on the way in. Feel like the... Yeah, you could get some builder snipes here actually, but I feel like the break-in point would be the palisades over here. It will be huge for whichever team is able to get a castle down in the middle to fortify the hill and have somewhere to fall back to for defenses. Great collection of armies here for MacDougall's. They are outnumbering the Mongols player at least, but where are the... Here they are, they're moving over there. Out of position, this could hurt. This could hurt for no boom now. No! Why is Philosophy moving away? Oh, that's why he's moving away. He needs to deal with the knights. I'd like to see some forward siege from no boom. It's only a question of time, isn't it? This is like the perfect spot for a siege push, pushing right on the production over here, for example. Fully upgraded knights for the Magyars now, but admittedly heavily outnumbered here for Mr. F4 as Sugox isn't coordinating up north with his opposing flank, but rather keeping the Cumans player on their tiptoes and diminishing the army numbers here. I'd like to look away. So crossbows taking a choke point here. The knights can't easily engage, but you still have the crossbows of Mr. F4 in the back end now. So we're looking at looking at a good fight here. I guess the teal crossbows were either pulling back or got lost in the grand total here. The GG is called. 2 huge losses taking for MacDougall's here on this Mega Random map. No boom takes the first win, and we'll move into the next game after a short look at the stats. Everyone getting loom early, knowing the how close the areas are. Actually, in fact, they got it at the very beginning here, because you started with 2 scouts, right? So you essentially pop cap to begin with. I don't know why the others were getting it that much later. How they avoided that issue. Great KD for both the flanks here, and all of them. In fact, no boom taking some good engagements there. And Persian Pocket not having the best day. You're right, Wayne. The fact that you started 2 scouts means that if you coordinate with your teammates, you will have 6 scouts to engage against the opponent of your choice. So, of course, you'll benefit from having an early loom to survive that. Map number 2 should be the first home map of MacDougall's. And we're going into Otisco again here. Tech Chariot is still here. Here we go. The Aux cards out on the move again. And starting scouts. Let's see how they approach the Otisco idea here. No Boom and MacDougall's. Looks like one player is going to settle over here. That is Chadwick settling for the Franks Boom. The free boom for the Franks down in the corner here. Big Chariot in place in the chat. Nice. Looks like you were right about the two players moving out meta. Flaring where they want to place their locations as well. They're well aware that there's lots of fish here to be contested, obviously. It feels counterproductive to delete your Oxcarp, but that's just the way this map start works. Someone doesn't want to be housed here. Alright, while they're setting up thesis, let's have a talk about the civilizations of choice. A philosopher king with the Lithuanians here. Fantastic hybrid civilization, to be honest. Because... Well, look at the speed of that guy. Because if you focus... you start with extra food, so it's always good for nomad starts. But if you commit exclusively to wood to begin with, you'll be able to produce fishing ships nearly instantly like the Persians could. Lithuanians, yeah, maybe they want to contest the relics. I mean, this Otisko, all of these one-tile patches of gold, that's that's, how much is it again? 1600 gold, so it's not as little as it looks like. But obviously the relics down in the corner, protected by some Gaia units and prior tucks, not to be messed around with. They are going to give you a very healthy trickle of relic gold. But it's not easy to get to. Prior tuck has 9 plus 15 range, so he's not goofing around. And there's these, there are a couple of spearmen as well too. You know, so you can't just dive in with 3 light cab and snipe all the monks and get relics. It's not that easy. Gotta love the details though. The the cow farm and the mill and the market. Little town of its own here near Friar Tuck's land. So that's the Lithuanians for Philosopher King. We have Heuristic Magic with the Aztecs. Again, so a player that definitely wants to contest the relics because it's going to give a plus 33% gold boost. And finally, Balkum with the Hindustanis this time around. Probably going to get an uninterrupted boom this time. I like how it's already gone to the side here as well. That's going to free up the way to more smoothly get to the relics eventually, or maybe find some suitable TC spots. I'm not sure if you can TC anywhere here. Take chariot, maybe you can't. Maybe you need to chop some trees first, but anyway, this is going to be more efficient lumber income in the long run, rather than taking the small woodlands around your TC. Free up the way to get raided. On a Garo Trebuchet Guts can do that too, Moin. So at least you'll have the opportunity to re-wall before they raid you. Hindustanis, Aztecs, Lithuanians. Let's have a look at no boom here. We have Mr. F4 with the Saracens. Aside from the market bonus, freeing up resources more efficiently from the market, or transitioning them between resources, you have the faster firing galleys. So Byzantines have the faster firing fire galleys, but Saracens have faster firing galleys, which is a good way to contest the naval fighting. Sugox with the Byzantines here. Yeah, speaking of Byzantines, faster firing fire galleys. So they have 2 very good civilizations to contest the water here and pick up, take a good fight against Aztecs, which aren't exactly famous for their navy, and Lithuanians that, while they have an easier transition towards the feudal age, they're also not great on water, long term at least. Feudal Castle Age probably just fine though. And finally, we all know Franks. They harvest berries at a 15% faster rate, I believe. They have instant farm upgrades, which is going to help your feudal age farming economy and booming efforts. And how did he get attacked? I must have run close to a villager or TC fire or something. And yeah, cheaper castles as well for the Franks. They have their options going for them for sure. Now, for the sake of Nomad starts, let's speed this up a little bit, since I'm sitting here talking to myself. Okay, you got hit by the villager. Gotcha. But it's a hero unit, so he also self-heals by the looks of it. Feudal Age all the way for Franks and Aztecs here. Surprisingly enough, no Feudal Age yet from Lithuanians. That could hurt. No, it couldn't actually, because the Franks player is not on water. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The actual naval players, Feudal Ages, are going to be more comparable with Skirkox lagging a little bit behind here with the Byzantines, maybe due to some food issues, a slightly higher idle TC time here. Nah, not really. Maybe it's just fewer fish. And the food income is a bit off. First, through Fire Galleys, Aztecs fighting for water here. That's not something you see every day, but they have been drafting 30 civilizations total as well, so you're going to have to pick your poison as it comes to strength on these water hybrid maps. Looks like MacDougals are doing good with the naval army mass here. It's 9 to 6. Should all be naval armies at this point. I'll keep an eye out for some land armies. Okay, we have actually a spearman out. It could be that heuristic magic is a bit worried about the scouts aggression from maybe the Franks as well. Yeah, you're probably right, Moin. I've always thought that since Slavs don't get +5 population space from docks, that Aztecs also won't be getting the extra production speed. But I think there's a difference there. I think the dock is considered a military building for the Aztecs and not for the Slavs for some reason. No, but I think someone tested it. I think someone confirms that the Aztecs actually produce more quickly. Maybe we'll actually... Well, that's a galley, so I guess maybe not. Oh, it doesn't show. Can I compare? Oh, come on. Show me. Yeah, that's faster, isn't it? Yeah, he's catching up. Okay, so now we know actually. The Aztec docks confirmed faster. Just like the barracks and all other military buildings. It's marginal though. It's not a huge difference. I don't know when they started queuing them, but... Yeah, anyway. Slight advantage for the Aztecs. I guess that's a reason to consider them when you have lots of civilizations to draft for water play then. Love the galleys play here of the Saracens. Faster firing galleys. That also means faster sniping of fish. Boxing the fish here, I love that. They know that they are going to have to fight to keep up with the numbers and production of their opponents. So they're taking the opportunity to snipe the fish when they can, if they find it exposed. That might be a misplay of MacDougals here as well, to keep the fish this forward, not to try and... But it needs to be working as well. It needs to have as short of a travel distance as is convenient. Look at the boomers here. No boom. No boom, my ass. This is 4 theses booming from the yellow player here. You're lying. You're not living up to the team name here. Oh, a bit of a misplay there from MacDougals, maybe, with the Fire galleys getting a little bit eager to engage here. Also possibly underestimating the power of the faster firing armies. Strong combination, the Saracens and Byzantines here. They really, in equal numbers, they should always be winning, of course, because they fire faster. Did Green move his lumber camp up? Yeah. He wants to get to the middle. No Boom really showing the naval skills here. They have all of the players going to the Castle Age as well, whereas Heuristic Magic, having lost the fish, is lagging a bit behind here. But food-wise, not too far off that next stage. Maybe relying a little bit too much on the fish here though, looking at the food disposition. And that's going to delay the Aztecs Castle Age. Oh, we have some land aggression here, which I missed in the middle of all the naval fighting. They were getting war galley as well, just to further dominate water here. Archer's doing work here on land, but we also have Mr. F4 in the Castle Age. He's pumping out one knight here to deal with the archers. Shouldn't be an issue even without any upgrades whatsoever. It's just a trickle of 4 or 5 archers. Docks will be going down for MacDougall's here, so they are officially now reliant upon land aggression. Not heaps of land armies here for No Boom. For the Saracens, the Knight isn't necessarily viable long-term either, because you don't get Cavalier and these things, right? But in the Castle Age it's fine, you get full upgrades. That is just to get a glimpse of the extent of the MacDougall's armies here, I think. The Knights obviously no chance to win that engagement there. Let's see if MacDougall's can turn this around with some proper land aggression. Looks like Valkun is going to commit to the relics down south as well with the Hindustanis. Maybe it's even going to sling the relics to the Aztecs and the Lithuanian players. Several rangers going up for Skubox here. Is the Byzantines has cheaper trash units like the skirmishers and pikemen. However, with this amount of Lithuanians knights out on the field, skirmishers shouldn't be viable here. The knights will stick close to the archers, and the skirmishers should not be able to get any hits in here. They're not even elite yet, so that investment there, that's going to take a while for Skubox to pay off if MacDougall's coordination is on point. Oh, nice quick gate attempt there to force the knights into TC fire, but they're not going to take the bait here, the blue knights, as Philosopher King is moving over to the other side and taking some wolves along the way. Monk in preparation for the fangs here already. That's going to be a conversion, I think. How is that not a conversion? But it's oh, Gaia is seriously meddling in there with all these wolves here. Has to be a nightmare to path into. It's not doing either of the players any favors here. Green is true. He's dropping stables in the middle here. Now he's going to make light cab now to take out the fire tucks and get the relics. We have to keep an eye out for this. Disaster move. Yeah. That didn't do any of you any favors. I wonder if that reflects the KD situation here. Look at this chill boomers down in the corners. They're getting loom at minute 31 here. And Imperialist just while Imperialist is halfway. Well, at least the wolves aren't going to be a threat soon. They're being dealt with. Hey, how did they get down there? How can they pass through the waterfall here? Tech chariot. That's some pretty badass fire galley driving or fire ship driving, sailing. They're not driving ships; they're sailing them. Just AoE 2 things. Let's see it. Whoop! 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 I guess there's a ship's tunnel in here somewhere. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. And how can wolves not walk through forests? Fair point. Oh, this is beautiful. I guess you could easily deny that in map scripting, right? Just say you can't pass or something like that. Well, that's cool. That all of this is passable. I didn't actually know that. I would honestly assume that you had to dock the river to make use of that. Down is easy, they shouldn't get up again. Also, reasonable. Let's see how heuristic magic will do with the sniping of fire tucks here. Ah! They heal up quickly as well, don't they? So they're actually not easy to take out. Yikes. I think he's gonna get it though, with minimal investment there. So that's going to be 10 relics, hopefully giving 4 of them to the Lithuanians for the cavalry boost. But finally someone realizing the impact of the relics on the corner here. Haven't really seen the relics contested a lot on this map. Great middle map contesting from no boom though to disallow easy passage for McDougal's down here. So Skrox still insisting on the elite skirms here. They're reclaiming, or they never really lost their map control at the left hand side, but they're definitely fortifying their position, I should say, between the castles and everything here. Monster going up for the Aztecs. That's going to give a very welcome gold boost for the Aztecs throughout the game. 10 relics for the Aztecs, remember. That's going to be 33% faster collection rate as well. Saracens with the 31 camels here. And Saracens, they have extra HP on the camels in Castle Age as well. Bloodlines is in, but with the bonus, that's 10 additional HP as compared to the... Okay, let's not compare them to heavy camels, but but in theory they will have better HP stats long term. Yeah, I hope they share their relics with the Lithuanians as well, although anything else would be foolhardy. Couldn't you just convert that for your own benefit? And actually... Oh, they're not seeing it! I suppose you could station a war galley here and at least limit the relic reach here for the Aztecs. This is actually the first time ever I'm seeing the caravans that I built. What it does, it boosts the trade movement speed. Oh, so that's why they've gone for Hindustanis here. Nice. Gives a tiny speed boost to the, or not tiny, it's a 10% speed boost or something to the trade carts. And I think they yield more resources as well, but I'm not sure. Big slaughter in the middle here, the heavy camels of the Hindustanis. Imperial camels, in fact, is in for the Hindustanis. With the fully boom, they can do quite a bit. Any trade added yet? Barely any, but that's going to be okay. Here comes the Franks player with the castles, and should be an abundance of stone on this map. Well, not a lot, but there's these 800 stone mines everywhere as you find them. Nice thought. Purely theoretical. Turns out you need to make military to win the game of Age of Empires. You know what, Mr. Bieber? I've heard in Age of Empires 4 there's players winning making only villagers. They just make 200 of them and take down the landmarks and call it a day. So, but this is AoE 2, so you're probably onto something. You're probably right. MacDougals, they are falling behind in military numbers here. We have Lightis for the Lithuanians, but we have 0 relics. 0 relics for Philosopher King here. All of the relics are down south in the corner here, and Heuristic Magic isn't interested in sharing, apparently. There's the Lithuanians monster going up here, so we're going to see it eventually. Really not sure what that TC is about, but maybe it's just some relics protection, or just to take that 1,000 foods worth of cows in there. Nah, don't switch over, Mr. Weaver. More castles going up here for no boom. They're pressuring heavily. They don't have the most impressive economies here for red and purple, but it's going to be enough. They're going to make it to the Imperial Age as well. Even demos on the shorelines here. That's so great. If you try for the counter raids or counter aggression here, the demos could get some huge blasts in. That's thinking ahead right there. I like that. What is this cluster of units here? This is good for the Imperial Camels. It's great for the Imperial Camels. They're going to eat the Franks Paladins alive here, and there's nothing to stop it. Still only camels for the Saracens though. We need heavy camel. It is on the way. Imperial Age still not in for the Byzantines either, which is surprising because they have the discount to the Imperial Age. Tech Chariot. Yeah, I was going to say, couldn't you trade? Why are you trading this? Wouldn't it make more sense to? Okay, they probably didn't realize, but what if you dock down? Can you dock this? If you can dock here, that would be a trade route from top to bottom. It would be a long one for the trade cogs. It's already full pop and paladins are not important. He has 150 villagers, come on. Heavy camel is in, Zealotry is coming in. I believe that gives an additional HP boost to the heavy camels, but let's have a look here. Yep, 20 more HP for the heavy camels. They're still splitting the map in half, but look at No Boom's positioning here. They're even cast dropping the relics! They're going to steal the relics of the Aztecs and Lithuanians here. That means that no extra relics. Bonus for Lithuanians, 0 relics for Team MacDougals. That's huge, actually. That's negating one of the strong Lithuanians' bonuses here. Look at these trade cards. Easily raidable, admittedly. Looks like the Hindustani castles might go down here, but more importantly the fact that the relics are being claimed here. That's going to give Noboom an additional gold boost, not being nearly as dependent upon trade. Let's see the trade returns here. What the gold situation. 40 gold, that's not too bad for that route. Light is in huge massive, 46 light is, but what do you do if you lose the castles? You have to transition over into Paladin, and that's going to take a long while for MacDougall's. Just now getting chemistry for both of them that will allow the Lithuanians to make bombard cannons. Which would make sense here, I think, but they're also being pressured heavily at home base, which means that gold income should be an issue here now for MacDougall's. Philosopher King is... I mean, they still have the trade running, I guess, for the time being. They've been raided a bit. Are they shortening the trade right now? No, it's the Caravanserai to speed it up again a bit. Some pretty ridiculous stats here for Chadwick though. 95 eco units killed. Yeah, we need to trade is slow. Slow. 75 movement speed. So that's a pretty realistic horse cart movement right there, right? $155, $123, the eco situation is, all things considered, quite comparable. Think about that, some of this military is naval military for Noboom as well. Let's try to make a small count here. Yeah, like 10, 15 naval units still, maybe. And should be interesting to see the trade stats after this, because it's not really quick. It's not very efficient. More Frank's Castle coming up here as well. 150 villagers, almost murder holes! Which is fantastic in this kind of tight placement that they have here, because there's really... the pathing is going to be a nightmare in between all the trees and structures around here. So having murder holes could really pay off. Not having to rely on the minimum range for the castle to do damage. Just couldn't get siege out for more than 30 seconds. Oh, good hit. Good on-gear hit from the Byzantines here. They keep gaining terrain here. Light is running into heavy camels. That should be favoring the heavy camels of the Saracens. They have bonus damage against knights after all. They have 18 bonus damage against cavalry. Yeah, that's a slaughter. That's a shred. The bombard cannons are coming out for the Lithuanians, but that is going to be short-lived as the cavalry and even the arms of Noboom are pushing further in here. Look at that! Champardai is still alive. He can heal these guys up. He is healing. Valuable unit. Valuable unit to keep going. 10 relics for the Franks. Chadwick probably has a ridiculous gold income now. I don't think he's trading. It's not trading. Why does he trade when he has 10 relics? And apparently doesn't need paladins. I don't know. Paladins and Lighties, but that should favor the Lighties maybe, because they ignore armor. But numbers-wise, the Paladins are still in the lead, I'd say, so that's probably why they're trading better here, and there's no relic advantage for the Lithuanians either. Trade cards are being blocked off by the Paladins here. They are easily caught up with the Paladin moves twice as fast as the trade cards on this map in particular. And even though they're trying to fortify the trade route here, that needs to be shortened down, I think. What if you cut through here, though? What if you make an opening over here and let the trade cards move through? I think it's possible. But yeah, they're losing too much terrain here. Look at the map placement of No Boom. The GG well played is called. It's a 2-0 for No Boom. Yeah, Moin said it. I said that about the Woodlands before I commented it, but yeah. Well put. Lighties and Paladins dominating the numbers. I'm not sure how accurate these stats are in practice. Absolutely ridiculous Frank's stats here. 181 villagers killed. 5 lost, or eco units rather. Yeah, villagers. Trade cards. Great raiding efforts from the Franks. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. 500, 276 KD as well. He's such a bully, right? But that's the Frank's free boom for you. Convincing eco lead there for the Franks. Unsurprisingly, never really got hit at home except for the raid attempt in the middle of the wolves that hurt both Knights players. Some would say it's an overboom. Chadwick doesn't agree. Of course, you could place castles with some of those wielders, so certainly worth the effort. Yeah, 2k relic gold. They didn't hold the relics for that long, but I suppose it would matter in the long run anyway. Yeah. The Aztec player lagged behind to the castle age by a lot. 4 minutes later than most of the others. Yeah, it's been fun to cast the OTSCO games. It's probably because players don't quite have the meta figured out either. Yeah, it's been fun. Don't tell Akkal already put it in the pool again. I can't, because there's going to be... The next edition is going to be Battle of Africa maps, and then there's going to be a polling round for new maps, and all of the maps really change. So it will be a long while until we see Otis go in the league again, unfortunately. Or fortunately. Hold on. I think, let me pull this overlay because I realized there might be some spoilers. Battle of Africa 3 maps. I asked Mem for permission and he allows me to use them, so that's fantastic. Very friendly response from Mem. I appreciate that. That's actually the wrong overlay, but doesn't matter. Timed well with the raid here. Welcome, John Slow, viewers. I appreciate you all stopping by. So this is not Arena today, this is my 3v3 league. This is the playoff final. And thanks Arthur for the resub.
Woo lol.
Wololol. Wololol. Wait, let's do the monk song. Wololol. I should be able to. I have a dark enough voice to emulate the monks. Yeah, so this is 3v3 League today. Tomorrow, however, we will have the Arena Classic final between Tato and Modri. So do stop by tomorrow at 6 GMT if you so desire. You got Vecna voice. Maybe. I did watch Stranger Things, but I can't remember what that voice sounded like. Thanks for the follow, Potteresque. Nah, gotta stop. I gotta stop making those stupid sounds. So game 3 here, no boom, is up to 0, so McDougal's, they have some work to do to pull off the reverse sweep here. Escape of Storms, the fish is significant here. There's elevation of water, which is frankly ridiculous, but it probably means that if you play the galleys here, you could abuse the elevation advantage. But as you can see, the land area is probably mattering a bit more here. Most of the good woodlines are in the middle, so that's what you have to aim to contest as the game goes on. Easy wall off to the sides, but there's still water to allow you passage somehow. Yeah, the waves are ridiculous. still waves. Stormy weather. So I'm assuming this plays out like your go-to hybrid maps as well. Let's have a look at the civilizations. Berbers for Philosopher King, who is the Mr. Beaver in chat. Berbers, cheaper cavalry, 15-20% cheaper cavalry in the, or knights and camels in the Castle and the Imperial Ages, but they also have faster moving ships and villagers. So the Berbers could efficiently fight for water. I don't think Philosopher King is going to do that, being the backmost player though. But it's an option. In the pocket we have Valkun with the Slavs, fantastic booming civilization. Also given population space for each and every house, no, each and every military building you construct, except for docks, I think. So yeah, Slavs, Drushina infantry late game, cheaper siege as well. They have things going for them, but they might be filling the cavalry role for this one. I don't see them fighting on water all that much, because we have heuristic magic here as the Japanese, who seems to have lost a villager already. So off to a bit of a rough start here, the blue player. Or maybe I had a run-in with an opponent military unit. But the Japanese, they have things going for them. The resource drop-off points are cheaper, saves up some wood, makes transition to the next stage a bit easier. And their fishing ships have twice the hit points and a faster working rate. I have a feeling the Japanese will be taking responsibility for the naval fighting here. Oh, Chadwick has lost the villager as well. What's going on here? Is it scouts or what? Nah. They're just scouting around, minding their own business. I guess they're even, and it's 60 to 63, so it's not really even either. It's a much more extensive fish economy for McDougal's already. Japanese going up at 20. No, not going up. Yeah, going up at 20. Ugh, getting sleepy here. Going up at 19 villagers here to contest water, I have to assume. There's 3 on gold. That would usually be a given for archers play on land, but in this case you want to deny the fish of your opponents as well. As far as Nobu goes, we have Mayans on the outmost side here, playing as the flank. Gonna play the archers on land probably. Maybe Eagles come the later game as well. In the pocket we have the Chadwick with the Sicilians. Castle drops, First Crusade. Land units take less damage from counter units as well. And finally we have Skox with the Tatars here. There's a lot of hills to benefit cavalry archer play here, unless you want to camp the waves, which you can't. But I guess the elevation bonus on water will benefit the Tatar's ships as well. So the fuel leisures are kicking in. We actually have Philosopher King playing some galleys here. They group faster, so it makes sense he'll get more quickly over to the other side as well. We were having a great idea to fight on water with Tatars. But let's see. Okay. For all I know, elevation damage might not apply to ships either, but it's an interesting approach to the map. I mean, the Tatars have feudal navy as everyone else, so why not? Snowballs topside. It's the arena, IKEA arena approach here from the Tatars. Just closing out one side, not to worry about rushes from the top side at all. Which also means leaving out a lot of the golds and stones to the other side. It should apply to all units. So it should apply to the Tatars on water as well. I'm just saying that it might not necessarily be the case, that somehow it doesn't apply to water. But then why would you have hills on water if that doesn't apply? The scouts and archers are out. I think we have a numbers advantage for MacDougall's here, who also have established an equal lead here. Now moving out with just a few Berbers galleys here. And the Japanese player not really committing to water at all yet. Would be a lot of action to look out for on this map. Slight HP lead military-wise here. It's going to come down to micro though. With the proper micro, Nobu could still get a decent fight in here. The archer mass of heuristic magic is much larger than the miles, surprisingly enough though. But did go for a 19 pop up with the Japanese. So that certainly allows you to start the production earlier as well. Fletching is in as well. And now they'll just have to be careful about the TC, which is here. It's going to cost an archer life, I think. Maybe two. If Red had been alert enough to garrison, that is. A little bit of miscommunication here between the armies. There's the archers are lagging behind the scouts here. And a tower forced on the gold. That's actually great damage from heuristic magic here to force a tower on the gold. A little bit of panic mode for the mines there for a moment. More scouts joining in. The slabs farming economy should easily allow for that, even if you don't dock. But there's lots of fish to benefit from here as well, so you'll have to keep an eye out. More galleys in the queue for Philosopher King over here, while his two teammates are battling it out on land. Okay, let's have a look then. Is there going to be any... Oh, there's... Philosopher King is staying away even with the numbers advantage because it's Tatar's galleys and Tatar's and field bonus. I think he recognizes that there might be a hill bonus involved here. But now he has the numbers though, could easily engage, I think. More galleys joining in there, 7 galleys to 10 galleys, Philosopher King. In the Castle Age, however, Tatar's player way behind in the progression here. Bodkin Arrow probably going to kick in. Fishing ships now being added for Philosopher King as well, knowing that the naval situation is well under control. And the MacDougalls seems to be doing alright on land here as well. They have more scouts. They have more archers by far, in fact. Mr. F4 only with 6 archers here. And it's beyond me why neither the Sicilians nor the Mayans have docked here, because that fish food boost, that's going to benefit you big time in the long run for your food economy, early economy as well. Another power being forced here that's going to delay any additional TCs for no boom here. So no boom confirmed. Oi, yeah. Disaster on land from no boom here. All these villagers crowding up. Actually, not that many villagers dying, so we'll give them that. But the scouts, archers, coordination of MacDougall's still really paying off. Let's have a look here. Tatars trying to keep up with the Berbers here, but the Berbers galleys, they move faster as well. So they're outsailing the Tatars galleys here. There's more galleys than galleys, so I don't think you want to try and hit and run this. Catholic is in, okay, yeah, so that's why Skogox is pulling away as well. Because the Castle Age upgrades need to kick in before a fight can be taken. Only 2 docks here. There has been 3 docks production for Philosopher King for a long period of time here, I'd say. Yeah, Pleb Jared, thanks. Thanks for stopping by. Do you have any? Yeah, defense in for the scouts. That's good. Castle Age coming in for the Slavs as well. And a big fight in the corner here, but fight favoring Philosopher King here with the Berbers and MacDougall's. They are nailing the water control, even if the demolition ship got a hit in on the war galley there. They should be just fine. Maybe Philosopher King will want to add some more galleys just to make sure that they can clean up the docks here and take the win. But honestly, looking at confirming that Purple is the only player docked here, that's just great news for MacDougall's here. Scouts still alive after the initial engagement as well, and they're going to delay this TC significantly. Aiming for the weak villagers there. The Eco KD is nothing too crazy for MacDougall's here, but this is crazy to deny the TC like that, delay the TC like that, not deny it. More galleys in the queue for Skogox as well. Let's see if there's any elevation advantage here then. They're not really taking it. Are they pulling towards the hill now? And Philosopher King will have to pull away again. But now he has the hill against the Tatars, so that should be fine. Man, these scouts are so annoying, and Castle Age kicking in here now. I'm sure the second stable is up already for Valkun, and also Philosopher King with the Berbers Knights Bamir out 2 stables. Happy with the situation on water, I'd say. He's not queuing any more naval units, so he's giving the opportunity back to Skogox to take out some of the fish eco here, which is significant at this point. Let's have a look if he has guild nets, just for... yeah, guild nets is in as well, so that's important for your fish food income. Heuristic Magic back with a mass of crossbows here. The Mayans player 20 archers, but those are only archers, and the Castle Age hasn't even clicked yet for Mr. F4. Ballistics right around the corner first, defense as for Heuristic Magic as well, and the 2 other players providing the cavalry. Double cavalry, single crossbow play here, but I think it might just work out here with the advantage that the MacDougall's have given themselves. They have 50 more eco units working. Yeah, huge army mass here on Cape of Storms now, hitting the Sicilians player, who isn't doing too great either. Only 33 villagers, going to lose quite a few more, I think, with this mass of crossbows moving in. And the steady flood of Slavs and Berbers cavalry here is just going to demolish what they can. They may need to break through the stone walls here, unless there's a hole. Is there a hole? No, there's no hole. What if they spot the archers, though? These archers, the Castle Age is still... somewhat far away from Mr. F4. Why is Mr. F4 moving out with the archers now? Oh, if you spot these archers, that's huge. Chadwick is in the castle age as well, but what's that castle age going to bring a Sicilian's player who has lost 22 villagers? There's no gold to produce knights, if that was the idea here. There's no stone to drop a castle. McDougalls have found a weak spot here. They're going to break through the archery rangers there to find an opening. Philosopher King still outnumbered here, but also trying to contest the fish, I could only assume here. Skugok's going heavy on the water here, but why would he though? It's only got like 8 fish. This is where the land play is way more important now. And you'll see that Philosopher King is doing his very best not to give away elevation advantage to the Tatars either. It's on land, it's happening though. The castle age is in for the Mayans, but it's only 19 crossbows compared to the now 43 of the Japanese, with 4 ranges producing here. Yeah, McDougalls, they've got this in the bag. There's no way they're throwing this away. They're adding additional TCs here as well. Admittedly, that's been the case of the Sicilians as well, going into some siege defense here, but how do you defend with siege when there are 30 knights out and about as well, raiding every corner of the map? Looks like a naval counterattack is in place here. Gox must know that the fish eco is over here somewhere, but that's not going to make a difference looking at the damage being done on land here. 31 to 1 KD for heuristic magic, and that's 1 villager kill. That is that is not from No Boom, it's actually from Gaia. That's it. The GG is called. McDougalls take the first win, and the potential reverse sweep is on. "22 War Galleys for Gox with the Tatars." A good idea to try and claim the elevation advantage with the Tatars, but in the end, not nearly enough to take the game. There's been some travel. There's some travel distance from left to right as well. So I think it would make more sense to have, for example, the Japanese, the leftmost player, play water, and have yeah, maybe not the Mayans, but have the closest player that or just dock closer to the opponent's side, because it's such a far distance to travel, and you'll be vulnerable fighting close to the reinforcements. But GG indeed. Let's have a look at the stats. Best eco for the purpose here, but that's probably highly due to the fish as well. It should show show somewhere. Here, fish, 14 fish, and only 5 for heuristic magic, only 8 for Skox. Total brutal domination. That is a beautiful Japanese uptime though, I'll give you that. It was like 20 pop Japanese straight archers. And potential spoilers from the Mr. Beaver here, but we'll move on through to it anyway. Just a second here. And next game, Regicide Fortress. It's Regicide. So there's a king out and about. You need to make sure he doesn't get killed, because if the king goes down, you're civilization will be eliminated. You'll see on in the early game on these regicide games that people use the king to scout though, so because unless you run into tower fire and stay there for the king to be shot down and die, you won't need to worry about losing the king, and hence with the speed it's a very good scout, this fat old man. Also, you'll see, since you start with farms that want to limit builders' movement, you'll see the players lure in the war with the scout sometimes. Let's see if there's other players doing that approach. It seems like they all know that trick, or... Yeah, most of them have been doing it, taking some HP loss to the scout. It's less of a concern looking at the king's movement as well, right? Losing HP on the scouts, because you'll still be able to scout with your king. Should you be so unfortunate as to lose your scout to a scout fight when you've already been weakened by the boilery. Mad respect again to No Boom for letting us play Chinese after I mistakenly loaded up without having switched over from Berbers. Yeah, these things happened. And we did establish rules that the opposing team gets to pick the sim, so that's a friendly gesture right there. Good sportsmanship. To Scary Blue, pick the sim for you. I meant to pick my guard. Alright, speaking of sims, let's have a look here. Skokoks with the Celts. Imperial Age Siege push from the Celts, Concubine, Siege Rams, Bold Raiders possibly, and the Halbs if need be against enemy cavalry. In the pocket we have Chadwick Poles. We know they are strong on these closed maps. The Folwark economy allowing you to get an instant boost of food from your farms. The way this Folwark is placed will allow you to seed 9 farms all the way around it once the berries are complete. So good placement. Left hand side we have Mr. F4 with the Koreans here, another strong closed map civilization like this. And the reason they're going up this early, or relatively early, and still going to be able to FC most likely, is that with a regicide start you start with more resources but less gold, more food. Starting with your resources are simply different. So the Koreans probably going to play the war wagons. The Poles could of course spam the dirt cheap cavalry at the Schlachta privileges, but they also have the unique unit in the Obuch that strips the enemy units of armor, and it creates ridiculously quickly and is surprisingly efficient against buildings. Look at these kings scouting together, that's cute. Alright, so for MacDougals, we have heuristic magic with the Khmer. Khmer can very quickly go up through the ages since they don't require any buildings to do so, and we see that with the 21 pop of heuristic magic here as well. We'll see a quick cast late transition presumably with the... Wait, hold on. Okay, I guess it's gonna sell stone for gold here? Ah, okay, so it's saved by the farming economy actually, it's fine. There's the cast age kick for the Khmer. And Valkun with the Teutons, another great booming civilization of course. The farms of the Teutons are 40% cheaper, so that gives you an amazing boom in the Castle Age onwards. Philosopher King with the Chinese. Why is Chinese amazing for Fortress? Of course, they're still versatile like on any map, and looks like Philosopher King wants to go for the Chukonus here, but they are amazing on Fortress because you get your farms around your TC to begin with. So you don't need to instantly get loom, you just start farming and you'll still be looking at a minimum of idle time, I presume. 17 seconds. Ridiculously low for Chinese already. All things considered, because they start with 0 food. So what are we looking at here? I think I'll take the liberty of speeding up a little bit again for the cast stage. No, 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 no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. Whoop! Why aren't you garrisoning it? Wait, was this played when you couldn't garrison? Why didn't you garrison the tower? Yikes! Okay, at least the king is safe now. And they probably just wanted to be rid of the teal scout. That was scary. Why didn't he jump into the tower? Oh, I want to see. I need to see that again. I need to see that again. Seriously. Okay, let's see it. See it from the start. Here we go. Hello. Just passing. Yeah, there's the sweaty palms we were talking about, but that was the Chinese. Get in! Why? Coming to the rescue, Your Excellence. That could have been a quick game, but we're fine. Back to the real time here. Fortress, that's really a booming map. You're behind your stone walls, even with the castle. Admittedly, the castle can spawn in awkward places. Oh, even... Okay. Seems risky, but I'll take it, I guess. Koreans getting the towers as well, guard towers, and keeps instantly when you reach the next stage. I guess that's an underrated fortress bonus as well. But they're all basically just getting the boom started here now. This is going to be one for the late game, for the late castle, Imperial 8 onwards here. All the kings seem safe at home base again here now. You don't want to scout for too long with your war out in the field. So yeah, that was some unexpected aggressive events right there. Now what do we talk about? See the war wagons in the making? That's basically the only military unit out and about right now. Heuristic magic could occur. You know what? How would actually... Wouldn't actually ballista elephants be doing decent against war wagons? They have the same kind of mobility, they are tankier, and they have a scorpion type attack. I can't say I've ever seen that approach or that matchup, but I feel like the ballista elephants actually have some potential here in the matchup on the flank side between the Koreans. I like this play by Mr. F4 of getting just a few war wagons out to prevent us from getting eco outside our walls and delaying our walling. It makes... Oh, that's good positioning actually, yeah. This is where you'd want to set up the trade route, right? You already have your stone walls, you just wall... Let's say you wall here. And you have freed up a trade route behind your walls. They're walling the middle, not too surprising either. Yeah, full team wall happening here. The house is already in place for Philosopher King over here. But they need something to... react to the military out on the field. It will delay the economy efforts of Mr. F4 though, with the war wagons producing here. It's only 2 TCs, right? So he's falling behind in economy as a result. But if that in the end delays the team walling efforts and forces a reaction of McDougal's, maybe that's not such a bad thing after all. Nice snipe. Screen of Loom. No Loom. Why would you go out walling in the wild with no Loom? Looks like there's team wall efforts on both sides. Are we looking at a long game here, guys? Really limiting the playing field in the middle as well. Looks like the left-hand side is covered. That market kind of fills that spot. And this, my friends, is why you get Loom. Gotta be careful with the wildlife. Gotta respect the wildlife, guys. There's dangerous wild animals out and about on most of the AOE 2 maps. Okay, here we are. That's a reaction to the... Moving out before Loom completes so. But that wolf is weakened, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Little bit of a hill advantage now for the villager. Yeah. Ow! Dead. Look at this beautiful almost team wall over here. There's just one little section missing here, alternatively over here. But for the time being, heuristic magic is leaving all of his friends wide open to potential enemy aggression. We had some action in this game, alright. One from the War Wagons, one from Gaia. 2 villagers lost for Malkun. Oh, here they come again. Good spot on Mr. F4 here to see these walls going up, and he doesn't want that to happen. I play a lot with my girls. Exclamation mark excuses. That's what they are. That wall is the most dangerous construction site ever, yeah. It is, ooh, 2 siege workshops for the Koreans here, another castle going up. Guess we're going to see some Korean siege honors splatters here, maybe. With the unique technology diminishing the minimum range, I believe it is. No, minimum, yeah, minimum range. Stone walls going up in the middle here as well. Uncontested on this side. Oh, not uncontested. Philosopher King is here with the villager. He could fight the other walling villager. Fighter, go fight! Nah, probably not. Siege from the Celts. Are they all making siege? What's going on here? There's a double siege workshop on either side, which honestly kind of makes sense because Celts team bonuses siege workshops work faster. And but then in the middle, I guess we're going to see the Poles. Cavaliers though. Cavaliers though. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Fair enough. She just wants to see what's up. Which is okay, of course. How is this wall still not complete? How has this not been dealt with? That's 2 monks and you're done. Even one monk, one old man, one Woolaloo, and these guys have to run away. And speaking of, I was talking about the ballista elephants. Now we get to see ballista elephants versus war wagons. That's probably why we're seeing the mangonels in the back here as well. Because a ballista elephant is a siege class weapon, so the mangonel siege on the earth will be dealing proper damage. Oh, okay, that's not good at all. That's shit. Are the ballistas dealing pierce damage or something? That was like one damage per shot. Weird. So Philosopher King is moving out here, making some siege workshops with the Chinese as well, going into Cat Bram to break through on Skagox's side. The score is dead even, and the Ballista Elephant numbers are increasing with this beautiful Khmer farming economy here as well. Now we're finally seeing some action here, 26.5 minutes into the game. Look at these beefy boys. They've got bloodlines, but I think they do benefit from the blacksmith armor as well. You'll obviously need a stable for that, but that's over here. No, the husbandry of lowlands, I mean, is in. Elite ballista elephant! Ay ay ay! And now the Poles cavalry spam is in effect here. How many stables? Where are the stables? Oh, they're here. "12 stables and counting. Let's see how the ballista elephants fare against this. They will need double crossbow to be fully upgraded here, but the elite boosts the HP quite a bit. But they also have minimum damage, like minimum range like the scorpions do. So when the cavalier get running closely, they'll be able to attack without taking damage back. This looks like a waste for Chadwick, but the Poles after the unique technology in cast stage, they get a 60% gold discount on Cavalier, so it's an easy trade-off there. There's no way to scan Teutons. Yes, extra melee armor and paladin access, but they just can't keep up with the spams. Poles Cavalry spam is almost the equivalent of Goff's barracks spam because it's just so cheap, so cheap. Now, someone saying the moment is coming. We have a king garrison inside of here. What's going on over at this side? Just a quick glance at the true canoes trying their best to break through the purple base, not succeeding. On yours, could be a big splatter shot over here. Ah, where to look? Castle is down. The castle is down. Where's the king? Where is... Where is the king? No way! Did Strab get it? What happened? Hold on. Slow motion. Where's the king? Where is that fat boy? I think he was in the middle of all the ballistas. No, here is. Where? Oh! Oligers! Notable! And down he goes. Score leading heuristic magic for his team is... Oh, we don't know how it was to only get shots, and what a way to go! Come on, that's not that's a well-earned victory for No Boom after the first 2-0, but what a way to go! Come on. Oh, imagine. This is like the... Okay, this is like the equivalent of... There's an award in the sports scene in Norway, like for all of the sports scene, but it's been named after a goalkeeper. It's called Bjarte Flem. It's a Bjarte Flem award. And they're awarding it to like the most awkward moment in sports that year. And that's because this guy, this Bjarte Flem guy, he was throwing the ball out from goal kick once. He was going to throw it, and then somehow when he's throwing the ball out, he slips or turns around, and the ball just falls back right into the goal right behind him. So that's like this. That's a Bjarte Flem moment right there. That losing the game this way for a team in the freaking decider of a playoff final. maybe I need some kind of award for this. Play of the play of the play of the season. Right, that's a nice chunk of elite ballista elephants. So could make a difference. But that king, he was losing his castle. He got afraid. He decided to back off and end the game. Military situation. It's actually nothing too crazy here. And economy-wise, Poland's massive. That's that full mark economy right there. Yeah. Very efficient, I would have to say. All the full marks almost to perfection here around the base. That's really giving you a nice food boost as you go. Oh, Mr. F4 is getting... is feeling confident here. He didn't want to play Northern Isles, that's why they went straight for the King Snipe. That is why. Makes this loss sting even more. Yeah, there you go. Okay, what's the APM like at the moment of the King Snipe here? Why, why am I talking? I need to mute the other screen. Blue defeated! Yeah, it's just an amazing set to cast. Thanks, guys. Thanks for playing. Welcome back next season for those of you who can, which means that no boom will need to be placed in a different division, possibly. We'll see.